Reach Mississippi, the state's personnel development grant, works with schools and districts across the state to assist in the implementation of school-wide positive behavior support. The purpose of this video is to outline the critical elements of PBS and to provide examples from schools in Mississippi implementing PBS with fidelity. Although each school will review and create systems for each of the critical elements of PBS, PBS is processes that will reflect the culture and climate of each individual school.
School-wide positive behavior support is a way for schools to comprehensively plan for how they're going to teach their expectations around behavior. It makes sure that everybody at the school, the teachers and the students and the administrators, are all on the same page about what their school looks like, how their school operates, and how they're going to make sure that everyone is always aware and able to meet those expectations. We think that you should hear from the people out there doing this every day in their schools. We think that they have some good ideas and some good stories for you as you begin your implementation of school-wide positive behavior interventions and supports.
PBS has impacted this district in a very positive way. We have seen a number of things happen, from teacher morale increasing and being a lot better, to obviously student discipline referrals decreasing, I think by 50% at the middle school and also here at the elementary school, which is huge. It's almost you're buying back instructional time, and you're getting those kids back in the classroom where they're not in the office. And anytime they're in the classroom or they're in the office, that's huge for us. It's also been a way to pull teachers together and honestly share with each other in different things that they do in the classroom, how they deal with discipline, how they deal with it in a positive way instead of in a negative way. So it's impacting our district in a huge way. In the challenge that we have to educate kids, it's not just reading, and writing and math and history, and it's nowadays it's a lot different. The challenge that we have to not only educate kids but also sometimes teach them morals and teach them values and teach them behavior expectations, has increased a lot over the next 20 to 25 years. We don't have time not to do that because it will turn around and bite us pretty badly. In that classroom situation, classroom time, and those students being in the classroom has a lot to do with that. So making time to do it is not really an option for us right now as we see it.
Initially, kids weren't, I would say, as kind or as mannerable as they should be or following the rules, but now that they know we're looking for you to follow these expectations, this is the behavior you should show in all of the different areas around campus. Now that they know that that's what we're looking for, we see more students that are following the rules, that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think it has also helped with students being kinder to one another, because one of our expectations is, being respectful and being positive. And it also has helped with the teachers, in terms of not just saying negative things. You don't hear a lot of sit down, stop that, don't do that. It's more of the positive corrections. I like so-and-so, I like the way you're staying in line, I like the way you're sitting quietly at your seat, thank you for saying something nice to your neighbor. So overall, I think it has changed the climate of our school in the positive way.
The changes have been tremendous in what we've seen at both the grant schools and the non-grant schools. The overall school environment has changed. Our students, our ODRs have decreased. Every year we're seeing a significant change.
Since implementing PBS, we have seen a drastic change in the interaction between students and teachers. It's a more positive interaction. The teachers are not having to redirect as much, but they're just kind of doing some pre-corrections before and reminding the students, okay, this is the way we want you to behave in the cafeteria and as you're lining up and in transition areas. So it has really helped to decrease a lot of negative interactions and promote the positive, which is what we want.
PBS is a systems approach to supporting social competence and academic achievement. The 4 PBS elements are: number 1, outcomes, academic and behavior targets that are endorsed and emphasized by students, families, and educators. Number 2, practices, interventions and strategies that are evidence-based. How will you reach the goals? Number 3, data, information that is used to identify status, need for change, and effects of interventions. What data will you use to support your success or barriers? And number 4, systems, supports that are needed to enable the accurate and durable implementation of the practices of PBS. What durable systems can be implemented that will sustain this over the long haul? PBS levels of support. First, school-wide. Procedures and processes intended for all students, staff, in specific settings and across campus. Second, target group. Processes and procedures designed to address behavioral issues of groups of students with similar behavior needs or behaviors that occur for the same reasons, for example, attention seeking and escape. And third, individual student. Processes and procedures reflect school-wide expectations for student behavior, coupled with team-based strategies to address challenging behaviors of individual students. This video will focus on the implementation of school-wide PBS. PBS is a system change process. Schools and districts must either create or adjust their current systems to establish and ensure the critical elements of PBS are in place and being implemented in schools with fidelity. Each of these critical elements must be in place to be fully implementing school-wide PBS. Schools create 3 to 5 positively stated school-wide expectations. These expectations are general enough to be applicable in multiple settings, but specific enough to be of assistance in generating rules for targeted settings. School, faculty, and staff are responsible for teaching and reinforcing the school-wide expectations. Students and faculty should be able to state the school-wide expectations.
I really believe, I know the kids may think it's just a cliche, but I really do believe our expectations. They are believe that effort, attitude, and respect will equal success, and we're the Bears, and that's what ours are, and it's true. Your success is dependent on how much you're willing to work, what kind of an attitude you display, and the way you respect yourself and the ones around you. And I do believe it, and I think that belief in that has caught fire at our school, and I think it has infiltrated the faculty that we had trouble. You know, we wanted to know, would they buy into this? And because we were a high school, are they going to get it? Are they going to think this is juvenile? Is that going to be something they understand? And they have really taken to it and accepted it very well.
We teach science, we teach math, and we assess those key subjects. We at Newton County Schools have found that the need is to teach behavior, positive behavior, teach the expectations. The children will rise to the occasion.
Our school-wide expectations are to be ready, respectful, and responsible. As I grow up or go to college, to my teachers, I gotta be ready, respectful, and responsible. I don't want to be tardy and get some demerits. I gotta be respectful to her so she can have respect to me, and responsible so I can keep up with all my stuff and have it on time.
The school-wide expectations are act responsibly, come prepared, have respect, and show self-control.
School expectations.
Cougars are
safe, kind, respectful, and ready to learn.
The school-wide expectations are act responsibly, come prepared, have respect, and show self-control.
Our mission statement is, as Cougars, we will respect others and ourselves, be responsible for our actions, and have self-control in everything that we do. We can use these expectations in life, like as in helping others out, and I think it's a real good thing that we brought it to Newton County or whatever, because it really have helped a lot of students improve in everything they do.
Identify why and how to teach rules and expectations. Develop activities for teaching school-wide expectations and rules. Identify how to embed expectations in the curriculum. Explore creative ways to teach behavior.
We actually modeled it. The younger classes, the teacher actually took them out into the halls, and they walked quietly, single file, out to the buses. They actually loaded the buses and sat on the buses as if the bus, were loading to go home at the end of the day, and then they would pretend to crank the bus, and then they said, okay, now you can talk quietly with your neighbors. Oh, it has changed the bus referrals tremendously. You could see the numbers drop dramatically from the first moment we started it.
Responsibility is something that the teachers taught us. We use it in the classroom and even on the bus. Respect, responsibility, and positive support are all good things, but don't forget one more. Go self-control. Go self-control. PB. S. Now you've heard all about our school's great success. Down in Newton County we call it PBS. We look at our rules as we're finally there, as we model an example for schools everywhere. Word. As Cougars, through